is all 100% and literally true, which means that God is essentially a human with human flaws. Or number 2, God is not what the Holy Scriptures say. Why I say the first conclusion we can come to is that God is a human with human flaws is, think about where feelings and thoughts and opinions get humans. We get ourselves into wars and into fights and into all sorts of problems that we just don't understand. Don't you think that a being that created us, that created everything, would have better understanding than us? Wouldn't you think that? It's kind of strange. I can't speak for the Quran or most Holy Scriptures, but I can speak for the Bible because I've read the Bible. And it's weird because there are mixed messages about God in the Bible. There are 3 essential messages. There's 2 parts and there's 3 essential messages for both parts. The first part is about what God is. Now, the first belief that I find in the Bible is that God is this ultra-powerful being that we just cannot understand, that created everything in a very short amount of time. Because according to the Bible, it was only 6 days with the 7th day to rest. Don't ask me why an all-powerful being needs to rest, but, whatever. So, like I said, the first opinion about God in the Bible is that he's this all-powerful super creature. And then the second is like a human. We have God talking to people. We have God forming opinions and having people write them for him. We have God doing all sorts of that stuff. And then the third one is that God is scary. I'll give you some examples of that. Quite a few, in fact. God just decided one day that he was going to flood the entire earth because he was ashamed of his creation. Now that's when Noah allegedly created his ark and put 2 of each animal on the boat and da-da-da-da-da, all of that. And so that's kind of scary, don't you think? God just decided, hey, I think I'll flood every creation I've ever made on the earth. Just, suddenly. The second part of that is one day Abraham and his son were walking up a hill and they got to the top and Abraham was told, if you truly believe in me, sacrifice your son. I mean, to give God credit in this story, he did stop Abraham, but I mean, he said that was like a test to his allegiance to him. That reminds me of over in Africa when they're trying to find people who will listen to their knowledge. They try to get them to dig up a corpse and eat their hand. I mean, what the heck? I don't think that God's that nuts. There's just several things about that. And then the second thing about God in the Bible is what he's capable of. I mean, in the first part of the Bible, we get that God created this entire universe in 6 days. In 6 days. I mean, holy crap. That's a very short time. And yet, in another part of the Bible, or just by examining life, we see that God isn't interfering with the evil in the world, and he's just going to wait until the time is right. I don't know when the right time's going to be. I mean, we've heard in the Bible that the time will come when there's Antichrist and there's false prophets and the devil is evident on the earth. Well, we've been having that for the past 1,000 years or so. So, I don't know, I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, because I don't know. I keep an open mind. But I just think that's kind of strange that, that this is what's going on. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, well, the reason why God can't do anything is because Satan's in control of the earth. And I said, yeah. And they didn't say anything. But, the thing of it is regardless of who's in control of the earth, God is supposed to be all-powerful, all-knowing, the creator of everything, everywhere, everything, right? Well, and then, of course, we get that Bible story where he sends Satan down to the bottomless pit. So if he can send Satan into some bottomless pit, why can't he get Satan's influence out of the earth? And they say, well, he can, but he's just waiting for the right time. And again, when the heck is the right time? I mean, is there some sort of date that needs to happen? Is there some sort of series of events that needs to happen in order for this to occur? I mean, that just seems kind of strange to me. It's like, well, this many people need to die, and this many people need to die for this reason, and that reason, and the other reason, just so that we can end the evil in the world. But, I mean, if the Bible story, which talks about God creating everything in 6 days, if that is, true and literal, then how the heck can't he rid the earth of evil in a couple seconds? I mean, that seems like a very minute task for such a huge being. And I mean, please don't, flame me. I'm not attacking Christians. I'm not attacking Muslims. I'm not attacking Jews. And I'm not attacking the Bible. This is just what I read, okay? And I've had many suspicions that the Bible's been tampered with. I've had many suspicions that interpretations of the Bible are not so good. I mean, if the Bible is true, then the Bible is true. But I think that it's very hard to understand exactly what the Bible is trying to tell us when we're, in this day and age where we think we know everything, and so therefore we assume that our first pretty good assumption of what it means is true. I mean, just recently I was reading something that said that perhaps God isn't the creator but the curator of everything, meaning that everything existed but he just put it all into place in a way. He all put it together. It's kind of like when you buy a puzzle. The puzzle's there, you know what the puzzle's supposed to be, but you put it together. I don't know. I mean, I really don't. But what I believe is that God is consciousness. All consciousness. I mean, we're consciousness, but we're only a portion. You'll remember if you watched my consciousness videos, series of 3 videos, I spoke about a big sphere of consciousness. Well, that big sphere of consciousness is God, in my opinion. So anyway, have fun with this. Have fun talking about it. I didn't make this video to attack anyone. I didn't make this video to make a whole mess of points. The big point I want to make through this video is expand your mind. Don't just be settled with whatever everybody else tells you. Even if you're a Christian, Jesus wasn't the ordinary person, He went out and he thought about things, regardless if he was God or not, he thought. And, he figured things out and he brought new things to the world. And if you all are Christians, then you'll do the same thing. So, please also look at my next video, I'm a Christian, the excuse of the century. So, please have fun with this. That's about it. I'm the Protector, and have a good day.